All right, now that I loaded some 77 grain SMK, let's go ahead and load some 73 grain ELDMs, but this time with NAS3 cases. So, no brass prep on these. Just open the box and scoop some out. Boom, ready to load. That was easy. All right, got my cases. Now let's get some powder. For the 73 grain ELDMs, I like to use N135 Vitavori powder, which is a extruded powder, but it's short enough that it does pretty good, or good enough in my Dillon. Longer powders like Varget does not work very good. Okay. Now we'll fill this primer tube up. Like I said the other day, I already had some preloaded, so there's 100 in these tubes. You just put this in, pull the little Carter key, and then all the primers fall out, but you do it inside this priming system. Okay. And then I noticed in my video that I did drop a primer the other day, so I will grab this one and put it back in. Okay, so got powder, primers, cases, bullets. Put my fail-safe rod back in, as well as my pins here for my tool head. Ooh, there's not 100 in here. I've been using some of these to shoot coyotes with, so there's probably only, I don't know, 30 or 40. So I will load those as well as another 100 round box and call it good. Got a DMR match this weekend, and I could use my 77 grains bullets load that I've already loaded, but I think I want to use these 73s. See how they do, and then decide for gas gun show this year which ones I really want to use. Okay, so now since this is a new bullet and different powder, I have to get everything readjusted. The powder charge as well as the seating depth. So got my scale probably in there. So the same thing with these. I don't change anything on my tool head other than the adjustments, but you know, they are unprimed, so they don't have to be primed. They haven't been tumbled. The flash holes are actually bigger, so when you do tumble them, the media does not get stuck in there. But currently these are non-reloadable, so there's no reason to be tumbling them in the first place. But okay, so remember this was 25.5 grains of AA 2520. So I am looking for 25.5 grains of my N135. So I'm gonna go ahead. That's close enough. All right, so let's see what this is. 22 grains. So I'm gonna have to go up. Let's do a full revolution here. Get rid of that. Zeroed out. 24.4, so let's go up to 10. So I got a micrometer on my powder bar adjustment. If I was smart, I would mark on there where 25.5 was. This is probably going to be a little too much. The case is pretty full. I don't know if you can see that. 25.54. Turn it down just a hair. This is a compressed load with these long 73 grain bullets, so don't use it. Start low, work up in your gun. .44. Let's go back up to where we were. When I seat these, I'm a little more violent probably than, so I like to kind of simulate the stroke on it to make sure that I'm getting a good charge. 25.56. I can do this all day and going back and forth, so I'm gonna do one more good test, and if it's within that 25.5-ish range, I'm gonna call her good. Good enough, within a tenth, either side of it. Okay. Now, like I said, these are 73 grain ELDM, so they are different than my 77 SMKs, so I need to adjust my seating stem. I don't have a micrometer on this. I'm actually about to order one to make it a little easier on adjusting. But basically, overall length, I'm looking for that 2.255, so that they fit in my mags. So normally what I do is I back it out, push it in there, and then measure to see where I'm at. Of course, if I seat it too short, then I can't pull it out, but so I always want to start on the longer side. So that's 2.4, so that's quite a bit longer. So go ahead and crank this baby back down a couple revolutions. Still gonna be long. 2.3.5, so I need to go down another tenth, which I don't know where that is. We'll try that. .32, so I went down not enough, obviously. That might be excessive. If I seat a couple of them short, that's fine, but I don't like to. 2.28. So I need to go down another 3/10. 100ths. That looks short. 2.27, so I'm still 13 thou long. From 2.6 even, but I need to go even shorter. That looks real short. 2.26, but like I said, I want them to make sure that they fit in my mags, so I even go shorter. Boy, that looks short. 2.245, that's way short. We'll back her out. And then these do have the flare on the case mouth, so when the bullet seats, that doesn't get scratched. So I do use the crimp die on these also. That's a pretty excessive crimp, so I can back this crimp die out so that it does not put such a crimp on there. I think what I was doing is I was reusing these for my coyote loads, and I was using the crimp for neck tension. That's probably why the crimp is a little excessive. Okay, let's check the overall length again here. Yeah, definitely can hear that crunch slightly. 2.248, so it's still really short. So until I get this dialed in, I don't really like to do more than just one round at a time, basically. 2.2585. That's pretty good. Maybe just a hair shorter. Tighten the lock nut on it. 2.257. Let's go just a hair shorter. .255. Oh, perfect. All right, now we can basically load them all.